Spring 2024 looks to be a great season. There are a bunch of returning shows this season, but none more out of the blue than Konosuba. Season 2 ended in 2017, so it's been nearly a decade since we got an update on this story, besides the Megumin spin-off that happened last year. For many, this show is one that reinvigorated their love for isekais and a standard for satires of the genre as a whole. I think that overall this will be a great comfort show for those who enjoy isekai and are starting to get burnt out, like that McDonald's Big Mac that you get after years of eating clean and healthy. Erectile Dysfunction the Anime is back with part 2 of season 2. It feels like this is going to be the turning point of the story for me. It might just be me, but I feel as if Jobless Reincarnation and other isekai shows are starting to slow down. I'm gonna hold my reservations about this season and hope that it does well, but it feels like the whole appeal of isekai is starting to wash away due to the sheer amount of shows. It really does feel like the quantity versus quality is definitely coming into play here. My Hero is back with season 7, and it's only a matter of time before the story winds down. If this is the season that covers the Deku Black arc, then we are just one season away from My Hero ending. It feels as if another era of shonen shows are ending, but I think it is great that My Hero has stayed this popular even with superhero fatigue and the sheer amount of seasons it has. Hopefully it gets a proper send-off like Attack on Titan did. Demon Slayer is going to continue its streak of amazing animation and fights. It's going to probably continue to top the charts until it promptly ends. It is a gift that keeps on giving. Speaking of gifts that keep on giving, Spice and Wolf gets a modern day reboot, and I can only hope that it continues to live up to the original. Furries everywhere rejoice that one of the OGs is back. Spice and Wolf is a staple of the mid-2000s, and with the new animation, it's going to find a new community in the new age. Laid Back Camp has returned for more cute girls doing camping. Sound Euphonium is back to be a peak drama and music show. Black Butler came out of nowhere for more yaoi goodness. Date A Live continues its crusade for more waifus for the blandest pro tag of all time. The misfit of Demon King Academy is a thing, I guess. Its counterpart, the irregular at Magic High School, is still going as well. God forbid. We also have 2 spoonfuls of bad CGI with Girls Band Cry and High School Etoile. One of my favorite niche shows is Restaurant to Another World, and after watching that, I went down the rabbit hole of trying to find manga series that were similar to it. With that, I stumbled across Bartender, a series about a prodigy who makes the best cocktails in the city. With this, he goes to France to improve his craft and then returns to open his own bar, Eden Hall. This is the same kind of concept, with the door only being revealed to those who the owner wants to. I really hope that this is going to live up to the manga, because if it does, it will become my favorite show of the season. Not the best, but my favorite. This is a show worth checking out, and hopefully it gets the viewership to warrant a second season. Another sleeper pick this season is Jellyfish Can't Swim in the Night. It's about 4 people who all struggle with their respective artistic careers. There's an artist who quit drawing, an idol with self-esteem issues, a quiet musician, and a tsundere VTuber. The story is about the 4 of them coming together to become the Banksy of Shibuya, making street art under the name Jelly. This is a show I instantly gravitate towards as a content creator, and I can guarantee that it will be a great watch. This is definitely your cute girls doing cute things, but it's going to be something that I think will be interesting all around.
I'm over here stroking my dick. I got lotion on my dick right now. I'm just stroking my shit. I'm horny as fuck, man. I'm a freak.
A Condition Called Love fills the mandatory romance show of the season, but doesn't really have that gripping hook as opposed to many of the icons of the romance genre. Will it be good? I honestly don't know. Maybe it will. I'm still recommending it, but don't go into it expecting it to blow you out of the water. Speaking of romance shows with a hook, Grandpa and Grandma Turn Young Again is a precious show that romance enjoyers will love. Consider this, you've lived your entire life with your respective partner, and with death knocking on your door, you're both rejuvenated. Your wrinkles and cracking limbs disappear magically, and now you may continue to live your life with your partner for many years to come. I think this is one of my sleeper picks for this season, and it's definitely going to be something I'm going to keep a close eye on.
And this is to go even further beyond!
Unnamed Memory is also one of those, with a fantasy show with romance. Our main character, Oscar, is cursed, and he can never get married because the person that he marries will die. As such, Oscar climbs a ruthless tower to meet with the Witch of the Azure Moon. He wants to meet with her so that she can remove this curse, and he just sees her and instantly thinks, oh, I can make you my wife. So he promptly proposes, and she agrees to this proposal. She goes and moves to the royal castle with him, and we have an interesting fantasy show with romance aspects as well. Aside from the litany of sequels, a predominant amount of shows of the season are isekais. This is to be expected though, as we've dived full force to the if you can't beat them, join them phase of Isekai anime. I was reincarnated as a 7th prince so I can take my time perfecting my magical ability is a light novel title if I've ever seen one. This is the kind of isekai trash that we've grown to expect, but I wouldn't dip my toes into this if I were you. It doesn't look that good and it's going to be very cliched. Alongside it is chilling in another world with level 2 super cheat powers. What is it with all of these isekai light novel adaptations this season? It's the same old isekai bullshit that we can't seem to escape from. Surely there aren't any more lurking around the corner though, right?
もしや神様って下着の概念がなかったりとか。
ああ、私その下着っていうのがわかんないの。
Oh, god damn it! It can't get any worse than that, can it?
すごい才能を感じます。ぜひ僕の家臣になってください。
Please, no. Just give me one solid isekai show this season. I was sifting through all the isekai on Mal when I found it. Monster. It is slime stomach but in goblin form. This is going to be the isekai show that I watch this season, as I think it has the potential to cut against the grain and make a fantasy show with a monster as its protag. Not just a protagonist who was a monster and is now human passing, but allowing for a monster/creature like Kaiman from Dorohedoro to be the center of attention. Gone are the days of boring black-haired anime protagonists. Now it is the time to embrace monsters as the heroes. Mysterious Disappearances is another sleeper pick that I can recommend, as it is essentially Scooby-Doo the anime. It is about a bookstore clerk that wants to become a novelist who uses their knowledge of the occult to investigate the area around them. This is a series that you should definitely check out, and I hope it continues where episode 1 has launched off from. The many sides of voice actor radio seems like a unique idea for once, with a Yuri show and a comedy rolled into one. One of my favorite anime series is Wave Listen to Me, and this show reminds me of it in spades. The concept is that two hosts of a radio show hate each other in reality, but once the show starts, the chemistry is palpable. One is a Gyaru and the other is a quiet and reserved girl. This is a show that will really knock your socks off, so please give it a chance. If you thought we'd be done with Yuri anime for this season, you'd be dead wrong. Whisper Me a Love Song is about Yuri Asanagi, who's a mature girl but is pure in the ways of romance. This is shown further when an underclassman confesses her love for Yuri. This is going to be a show about one girl trying to learn how to love and the other one trying to give her unconditional love. Hey, it might be alright. Viral Hit is a web manga that is like a knockoff version of Oshinoko, but instead focuses on talking about the struggle to become an online content creator. It is a hot mess, and I kind of love it. Fable is a science comedy series that hopes to talk about the underworld and how a hitman tries to live his life outside of it. Fable, the hitman, has killed way too many people as of recently, so his boss orders him to lay low and take some time off. This is your usual comedy that puts our main character into uncomfortable situations to allow hilarity to ensue. This is an underrated pick for the season. Amongst all of these shows, I find myself looking more towards 3 in particular: Windbreaker, Goku's a Ranger, and Kaiju No. 8. Windbreaker is a show that happens when you take Buchigiri and Tokyo Revengers and mash them up together. Sakura Haruka is only interested in one thing: strength. He does not care for anything else. He says screw teamwork, he just wants to be at the top. It also has the same element of Blue Lock where there can only be one. If you love Buchigiri and Tokyo Revengers, you'll absolutely love Windbreaker. Go-Go Loser Ranger is another satire of the Super Sentai genre, and I absolutely love these types of shows. This is a show filled with love for the genre, and it feels original enough to carry itself very well. The premise of the story is that 13 years ago, a group of monsters named the Nefarious Monster Army invaded Earth. After a year, the Dragon Keepers prevailed, defeating the invaders. Instead of winning with grace though, the Dragon Keepers humiliated the monsters in front of the public. As a result of this, one of the monsters, B, infiltrates the Ranger Force to try and change this. Go-Go Loser Ranger is the show with the most potential, but seemingly the highest floor. Regardless of what becomes of the series, it will surely be able to garner a fan base that will continue its love for years to come. Kaiju No. 8 is capitalizing on the revitalization of the kaiju genre that Godzilla vs. Kong and Godzilla -1 have done for it. Kafka Habino, our main protagonist, is unsatisfied with having to clean up the remains of kaiju fights, otherwise known as a sweeper. He's essentially the janitor for all the monster guts and piss and blood. The realism to create a job that has to deal with the aftermath of fights is something that Marvel did with Damage Control as well. I think it's a witty way to do something inside the kaiju universe without just making a story about the kaijus. Main character Kafka wants to rise through the ranks and join the Defense Corps so that he can be the one fighting the kaiju, not cleaning them up. It's only when Kafka meets a fresh and spry cleaner who's just 18 years old that he reinvigorates his desire to become a member of the Defense Corps. The problem with this is that Kafka then encounters a parasite-type kaiju that infects him. This is a nod to the namesake of Kafka, aka Franz Kafka, the Metamorphosis. With the parasite, Kafka is now going through his own metamorphosis and is reborn to a life that he wants to live as a member of the Defense Corps. Think of this as like Parasite, but then Attack on Titan. That's the kind of mix that they're going for here, and it's going to be really good. As someone who read the manga, you're going to be absolutely blown away. This should be the best anime of the series, especially for the ones coming out as new ones. If you need something to fill your Attack on Titan size hole, Kaiju No. 8 is definitely the show for that. This is going to be the show that I watch the most eagerly, as it's going to burst onto the scene as a great sci-fi anime that appeals to the masses, something that's pretty hard to do nowadays. Those are my picks and recommendations for the season though. Are there any anime that I left out? Please let me know in the comments below. What do you think is going to happen with Kaiju number 8 or Go-Go Loser Ranger? I'm interested to know. I hope you all have enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys next week as we're doing JoJo Part 2.